217 Recovery Podcast.
If you don't make mistakes, you won't learn.
With your host, Corey Winfield.
You know, there was a reason why that didn't work out. And you can look back at it and go, yep, I'm glad that didn't work out how I wanted it, because that would have been horrible.
Got your ass.
My name is Corey Winfield, and it is the 21st of November, 2025.
I'm Justin Burt.
And you are the guest speaker today. Welcome, Justin.
How you doing?
Doing well. And I can't remember, have we talked on the podcast since you've left 217 Recovery?
No, I don't think so.
But people probably
It's been like 7-8 months.
What happened? We probably only released 7 or 8 episodes since then, if that.
One
And
a month.
My apologies. You know, it's just been, as you said, Justin, oh, you're really slacking.
Yeah.
You said earlier, before we started the podcast, you said I was slacking, and I chuckled. Yeah, I've been slacking. But no, I just been busy, and you know, the podcast kept me sober forever, and it still keeps me sober. It's still something I like to do, and I like to get on here, and I like to talk, and it's for me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do it for money. I don't do it for other people. So it's just like, maybe that's a good sign. You know, I still want to do the podcast until I'm 100, until I can't. Come on, Justin, let's get on. You know, I'll be calling you like, what do you mean? I thought you were. We'll get all messed up because we're really old, and
It'll be like the modern day Paul Harvey.
yeah. I mean, we both know, and I'm 47, and it's hard.
It is.
You know, this life and trying to remember things and all this is hard sometimes, and so I can imagine when I'm 70, 80, I'm still trying to rock the podcast.
Yeah. I don't know how I ever remembered anything while I was in active addiction compared to now. Like clear-minded, I
Maybe
still
we didn't.
forget things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some people I run into and be like, what?
I knew you? What?
Face is so familiar. I'm not sure why it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happens a lot.
it does, man.
But you did also show me a reason why you've been stepping away from the podcast, though. A little teaser. Your projects you've been working on, which are phenomenal.
Oh, thanks.
We don't got to discuss it any farther than that. Just stay tuned, people.
Oh,
Big things are coming.
all right, big tease.
Yeah, you know. But it's something that you're taking that next step. You're
Yeah.
evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I finished the movie script, is I think one of the things you're talking about.
Oh, well, that's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. And
I've gotten to like page 14 so far. It's
Jesus.
great though.
110 pages. That's the thing, man. I give it to you. Marnie gets a free pass because she's read it like 80 times already. Because when I need her to like proofread it, because my grammar is bad, or I'll start changing something and then I'll go back and change a couple things, but not the whole thing, and think, well, there's a part at the beginning, but I'll change that later when I go back, and then I forget to do it, and
Yeah.
then it's just little things. So it's like, all right, I got it. You guys proofread it. And they did, and, you know, told me, hey, change this. And I changed it, added the middle part that they didn't get. And nobody wants to read it. I'm like, damn it. Like, so I fixed all the errors, added a huge section of that. It was pretty much the middle section that bridges 1 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
2, obviously. And it's huge. And they're just like, yeah.
I'll read it. I've been really busy with working lately.
And Marnie does get a free pass because Sherry's already heard of me say, well, here's what I'm changing already. So
Right.
she's like, well, why am I going to read that when you're going to change it already? Why don't you just change it already and then let me read that?
You know what? That'll be your Christmas present this year. A review on your script.
Okay, well, let me finish it then. Because I sent it off to a guy who helped me with some stuff. And so I sent it out to him, and he was like, hey, I'll read it this weekend. I never did. And I don't know why I was waiting on his
Approval?
yeah. Well, because he helped me so far.
Right.
And he pointed out some obvious things that I just was overlooking, you know, and it's just that you got to get in the feeling. You have to get in the trenches again. You know, that was a huge part that I was missing. I was just writing a story, which that's fine, but not for what I was trying to do.
Right.
And I don't know, it's just interesting, you know, and people probably, if they listen to the podcast, I know some people actually went back and listened from the very beginning, and it's like a soap opera.
Oh,
you know, it's my journey through early recovery and up to today. So it is pretty cool. But some will, you know, hear me say like early in the beginning, hey, I'm going to have a bad podcast studio one day, you know, and it's going to be awesome.
And here we are.
And
We're
I do.
sitting
And then,
there.
hey, we're going to take people to treatment and help people get where they need to go and make sure they don't miss court and da-da-da. And boom, that's what we're doing. That's, and we're still trying to do that. And, hopefully we find other ways to obtain gas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's some things in the work, and God's good. God's great all the time.
Yeah, he is.
Just gotta step away from what you're trying to force down your own throat and step back and realize, all right, God, well, where are you trying to point me then? And I'll go.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier that way.
And a lot of times he teaches you unruly lessons that you really don't want to face and have to learn. And it takes a while for you to get back where you want to be. It could be months. It could be a year sometimes.
Yeah.
You never know.
You want to hear you want to get real emotional with me this morning?
Yeah.
Justin?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Obviously.
All right. Oh, wait.
Oh, thanks, Mitch.
All right. So I was thinking the other day about how people and things in your life happen and you get so mad about them at the time, but then you look back, and when you look at the big picture and you go, oh my God, if that wouldn't have happened,
I dodged a bullet.
I would be dead. And this goes back to Arkansas. When I was working in Arkansas, my friend Ron Robinson, I got him a job there. I was really hoping he would get a job there. And I was like, Ron, there's a country station. They're looking, please, please, please. Because he was kind of like, look, man, kind of in between gigs and I don't know what to do. Child support stacking up. And you know how that goes. They don't play with that. They love throwing people in jail for that because that helps you pay your child support.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason you weren't paying it, because you had so much money, you were just walking around town, just
right,
going doing whatever. Just no, that kid can wait. No, that's not what dads are doing.
No,
but anyway, I mean, I'm sure there's some.
Yeah.
But anyway, I regress. This was what Ron was doing. Ron was looking for a job. So anyway, I get him to Arkansas, and Ron was just like, "Oh my God, what did you do? What did you do to me, Winfield? He didn't tell me that it was like this." And I was like, well, I just got here too. And he's like, Winfield, you knew more than what you let on. And you said it was great. And And well, this is where we're at, Ron. And so he kind of hated it. And like, just the situation was just not ideal, for either of us. We were both wanting out. And so I came home on a Christmas trip, and I had interviewed on the phone with Q106 in Lansing, and I talked to them, and I met with a guy at Olive Garden in Kalamazoo at the Christmas time, and he was like, "You're my guy." He's like, "I want you to come work for us." This was December, but he was like, "Look, and we'll have it done by March." But he's like, "There's something going down. When that goes down, then we'll get the green light, and you're my guy, and we'll hire you in March. So just hang in there. Don't be taking other jobs. You're my guy." And I'm like, "All right, man, this is cool. I'll be coming home to Michigan again. This is cool." So that didn't happen. The station, the big thing that was going on was the station, the cluster was getting sold, and his position as the general manager, well, that new cluster, that station, they didn't have general manager, so that, boop, he was out immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, so, oops. And so I go back and I open my mouth to Ron. I'm like, "Ron, see you later, homie." And I'm like passing out shirts, like all of our swag that we had, at the radio station. And it was like so hard to get them to spend anything for anything. And I'm just like giving it out, like, who cares? You want all these Bob and Tom CDs? Here you go.
Oh,
I'm out. And Ron's just like, "Man, that's messed up. You're not leaving me." And so Ron immediately just goes and is just like, "No, I'm out. I'm moving back home." And he had met up with his other, was now wife, but he had dated her previously in the past, and they kind of hit it back off, and she came down to Arkansas to visit with them, and they kind of rekindled that flame, and she just saw Ron. That's like a little scene. Going and see a little puppy dog at the mall, and you're just like, "Oh, we gotta take him home." I think that's probably what she felt.
Yeah.
Because like seeing Ron in Arkansas, it just wasn't a good time for us. And that's, at least, I'm sure I can speak for Ron and say that. I don't think he would be mad. If he is, then I'm sorry, man. Oh, don't hit me. But it was bad. So, but anyway, so Ron left, and I was so pissed. I was so mad, and I was like, "Dude, you can't leave me here." And he's like, "Well, you're not leaving me here, so I'm out. Janice and we're gonna go live happily ever after," which they are, and that's great. So I was like, "Dude, okay, whatever." And then they tell me that I'm not coming, that the dude doesn't have a job, and I'm just stuck there. It was miserable, and I hated it. But then after Ron left, they hired a guy named Steve. And Steve and I became very good friends. And I don't talk to him hardly ever today. And I always want to write him and text him the story I'm about to tell you, because it's huge. And it saved my life. It really did. And the fact that my son is here is because of Steve.
Right.
Sorry, I needed that little moment to compose myself there. But no, the reason I'm giving Steve all these props is because Steve took over for Ron after Ron left, which I was mad about because for selfish reasons, I lost my friend, even though Ron's bettering himself. And it's not that I hated Ron for it, obviously, but I was still like, I was mad. I was like, damn it, Ron, don't leave me here. Just as he was going to be, as I was going to leave him there,
Mm-hmm.
So, but then Steve comes, and Steve and I become pretty good friends. And Steve was kind of older than me. I don't know exact age of what Steve was. I know I was like 30s, early 30s, and then mid 30s, whatever. But Steve was the person that made sure I called the doctor when my stomach was hurting at work and when I had liver failure, right? Like my liver and kidneys weren't working, Of course I was in pain. I was sitting at my desk, and he would just be like, dude, I can't take it anymore, man. He's like, you got to call somebody. And I'm like, okay. And I just remember he walked over and we had the same doctor, and he picked up my phone, old school, on the desk, Here, he starts dialing it. Here, make the appointment, And I was like, what? He's like, make this appointment. And so I called and I made the appointment and I went and go see the doctor. And he sends me over to this other doctor, and they're like, oh gosh, the gastrologist people. And they're like, okay, well, you need to go immediately. Like this isn't good. And then, when I get out of the hospital or whatever, as I'm leaving, they're like, yeah, 98% of people in your condition die. You don't make it out of the hospital. Everybody thought you were a goner. And I thought the nurses were like flirting with me. I was like, hey, I thought they were. But no, they were just being nice because they're probably, this dude's dying.
Right.
Like this is the last time he's going to visit his mom. It's probably really sad for people that work there, so props to them. But they see it way more than I do. And I feel like I see it all the time. But, if Steve didn't do that, if Steve would have just been like, whatever, like, I don't know. And that's why, like, when you worked here, I would try to bust your guys' balls to go to the doctor, man. Because like, if something's wrong with you, go get it looked at, go get it figured out.
Because you never know.
You never know.
Well, that goes into like my mom and her cough. And I've told you about this. I haven't told anybody else, but my mom's had a horrible cough for, I don't know, 2-3 years, and finally, just this August, her electrolytes dipped really low. Like her sodium dipped so low that she wasn't herself. She kept repeating herself like she was highly intoxicated. And I actually accused her of being highly intoxicated. I feel really like a dick now because of how I worded things in the beginning, and it's just one of those things, as much as you want to believe somebody that they're not drinking, but they do drink, totally does not dick pic. Great one. But anyways, she told me she hadn't been drinking, and so my brother was up here with me and stuff because he lives with me now. Doing great, by the way. And I told him to call her friend that was normally over at her house quite a bit, and he was like, no, she ain't been drinking like that. Nothing. And I'm like, Mom, you gotta go to the hospital. And by the time she got there, they tested her, they did lab work. It came back, her sodium was really low, her magnesium was low, her potassium was low. So they were all really low. So her brain was reverting back to not proper function because we're depleting things. And they sent her in for an x-ray because of her cough on her chest, and she had a bunch of black spots all in her lungs. And that was probably the hardest thing that I had to deal with at that moment in time. Being sober was finding out my mom's got stage 4 small cell lung cancer. Oh, your mute's still
It wasn't just. It wasn't just. They had bad machines.
No, dude,
That's what I'd be like,
I spent like 2 weeks between me and my brother. We spent like 2 weeks
That's gotta be
going
hard.
back and forth to Grand Rapids.
That's got to be some hard.
It was hard. It was really hard, real aggravating. One doctor would come in and tell you one thing, another doctor would tell you something different. It was a big cluster of a mess. And it's just, it was hard. It was definitely that kick in the balls that you don't expect to get in recovery. And when it does happen, you're still like kind of like withdrawn a little bit. Like you're unsure how to process it. And then, it wasn't like 6 weeks later that my dad had some charges pending against him that he just didn't want to deal with, and so he unalives himself. And it was just like, it's just been a kick in the balls after a kick in the balls for going on a few months now, and it's just, but my personal life's going great. It's just everything outside of my immediate personal life is just, feels like it's crumbling. For some reason. Does that make any sense? How like everything around you is crumbling, but in your immediate little circle, it's like fine. Like my personal life's going great. Like I met this amazing woman.
The world around you is crumbling.
Yeah, it's like I'm in this little bubble in my own little personal life. Like my little personal bubble's going great. And
Are you looking to change that?
no, I'm not.
Because you know how you can.
Oh no,
Real quickly.
Oh, I ain't changing nothing what I got in my little personal bubble. But it just seems like everything else around me, it's like temptation's real and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It really is.
But that's when you call people. That's when you text somebody, and it's like some people will be like, oh, I called you, Corey. And I'm like, well, that was your mistake, because I'm not a caller guy.
Yeah.
And
you text Winfield. First.
Yeah. And I'm sorry if they're like, oh, look, that's just, I'm setting my boundaries and this is my life too,
Yeah.
and
Well, you got Parker now.
yeah, it's easier to grab a phone and real quick. And Parker doesn't like that either.
But when I was going through all this stuff, I reached out to the people here, to people I classify as family. You, Marnie, Corey, Jesse, Kim, all you guys. And I did come in here and talk to Jesse and Corey about it quite a bit. There was one Sunday morning, I think I was up way early and was messaging Jesse and then just ended up having a 2-hour conversation. Like, man, why does year 5 gotta be such a bitch, dude? Like, I thought going through a divorce was hard, but having to process almost like losing your mom and then losing your dad. Like, my mom's so sick because of the radiation, dude. I could show you a picture of like her neck and upper chest, and there's literally blisters all over, and they're popping, and it's shitty, dude. Like, I've never been so tempted in my life, but not using. Like, just anyone else would pick these reasons to be like, well, that's validated. When really we know that's not a valid reason. We talk about our feelings, we don't suppress them, and it's hard to overcome all that. Yeah. Life's been really hard. But I'm still working and still got my daughter full time. She's enjoying school. She loves my new girlfriend. There's lots of things I have to be thankful for, though, too.
Yeah, that gratitude list, you got to get that sucker out every once and again.
Yeah.
Just just to remind yourself, like, hey, it's not all bad. And like you said, your inner circle is kind of good. I mean, then you talk about your family and stuff, and kind of blown apart. But I mean, that is still kind of your outside world. Like, yeah, that's your family, but like that's not you. That's not your direct family. That's not your child. I mean, I guess your mom is your direct family, but I don't know. It depends how you look at it. But and I don't think you overcome it. I've talked to people who have lost people, and they say you don't overcome it. You don't get over it. You just get better at dealing with it. And just that a lot of people tell me they still carry on relationships with those people, in their spirit self, I guess if that's what I'm looking for, their soul, like I still talk to my grandmother, my grandfather. And so my aunt, I still talk to her.
But anyways, on a positive note, to totally change the podcast back to a lighter feel. You want to hear about my morning this morning?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know, man.
So
that's pain. It was easier just to lick them all.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, Dustin drops everywhere, huh?
I see.
And so that really got me thinking about how well that movie dictated that, with talking to a psychiatrist. The thumbnail totally does not depict the movie.
Are you just having
whatever, dude?
I tried not to say something the first time. Anyway.
Okay, that was from me. Anyway, yeah, sorry there, Justin.
Oh, you're fine.
What we're saying?
But anyways, so on my way into work, I'm driving because it's an hour to work, right? I dropped my brother off, and then I got to work double today, so I'll be going a little later than normal because I should have already been there like 50 minutes ago if it was going to be regular time.
Obviously.
But anyways, so after I dropped my brother off, I'm like, man, that's going to be great. I could order some McDonald's, eat it, still show up to the office early, do this podcast, at least have something in my belly so it's not grumbling and everyone can hear it, Well, anyways, so I ordered my little 2 sausage McMuffins with cheese, right? Buy one, get one for $1. Less than $4 can't really go wrong. So I'm getting ready to pull in. I'm like, man, I'll call up one of my little homies real quick, see what they're doing this morning. He texts me back as soon as I was going around the drive-thru to go park in the mobile curbside service part. And it was 7:48. And I'm like, I go park. I'm scrolling through Facebook, watching some reels. And I'm like, next thing you know, 10 minutes has gone by. And I'm like, man, where's my food at? So I go inside it because I go inside it. It's like it disturbed them.
Ha! Got your ass 2 times because you can't drive.
And I was just like, and I look at the woman. I'm like, she goes, are you here for the curbside? I was like, well, what else would I be here for? Your whole drive-thru's changed twice. So, like, how is making 2 sausage McMuffins with cheese really that hard?
What was her response? Did you really ask that?
Yeah, I did. And she just stood there dumbfounded. And there was these 3 guys about our size, blue collar, roughneck type workers. I don't know their specific trade, but you could tell they're definitely some roughneck country boys, type stuff. And I look at them on my way out, and they just start shaking their heads. I'm like, when you order curbside pickup, and you want all this money being a McDonald's worker, which I'm totally flabbergasted how I've had jobs here within the past 3 years and made less money than someone working at McDonald's. And it takes you 12 minutes, and you still didn't bring the food out to my car, and you think you deserve $20 an hour.
Obviously.
Like, this world's really messed up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Justin. I'm the last guy.
I really want to
to
text McDonald's a Winfield email.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, you know exactly what that means. Fire off with a little hate email.
No, there's no hate emails coming here. No. I'm passionate.
You're passionate?
I am.
But that's what reacting gets you. And I look at something daily as for a reminder of what reacting gets you.
Well, no, and I see what you're saying, because if you want to go back, rewind a situation where we took a truck in to get worked on, and it was $100. I can't remember what it was. And we charged it. I'm like, all right, cool. And we leave. And then I see they charged us $142. And it was a $42 charge to use a credit card. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, And I called my credit card company. I was like, I'm disputing that. You know, like, I'll pay them the 100, but like, I'm not paying them that extra 42 or whatever. And I was like, because we are 2 blocks away. If they would have said, hey, it's $42 to write, you know, unless you want to write a check, I would have been like, yeah, I'll be right back and I'll get you a check.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't have been like, yeah, just charge it. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? You know, but so yeah, that I did make some phone calls and some stuff and made some suggestions that they warned people.
Oh, yeah.
I think I was polite enough, but we don't take our vehicle there anymore.
No. Horrible mistake on my part.
Yeah. No, but there are times, man, and like I had this thing where it was like Amazon and it's just my list of stuff that I still need to follow up on just little petty stuff like that is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It wastes so much of your time.
It does.
I can't be the only one in the whole earth. Like, obviously, I'm not. You go through it. I'm sure Marnie does too.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time, I just shrug it off. But when she just sat there and just handed me my food and didn't even say sorry.
What was she going to say sorry for? She wasn't
my
sorry.
wait time. My
She wasn't
12-minute
sorry about your wait time, Justin.
Well, clearly.
And should she have been?
Well, yeah.
Should she have been like, you know what, mister? I am sorry that you had to come in here after waiting 10 minutes. Were they really hot at least?
They actually, it was all the way around was very disappointing.
What was the lesson here that God was trying to teach you?
Quit eating fast food.
There you go. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
I think he's getting it.
Yeah.
It's not that lady's fault. You blaming Satan for that? No, it was God. He's looking out for you. That's how he works, man.
He didn't want my cholesterol to go up from the sausage.
Yeah, let's circle back to around how God works.
I almost canceled it and just drove here. I probably should have.
See, that was your Ron moment. That was your Ron moment, man.
Yeah, I should. I debated on just canceling the order and just drive it off.
You're going to keep sticking around, going through the same stuff, you know, and you're like, I'm so mad. And he's telling you, look, man.
Yeah. I get those moments a lot.
It does happen.
I did learn a valuable lesson about 2 months ago. And I do look at this as a daily reminder, by the way.
Oh.
So me and my mom had an argument since she's been sick. I don't really remember what it was about. But all that I know is when you're angry and you're upset, you don't throw things in your car.
Obviously.
Because those center consoles are padded and things bounce off them. And then you end up with a broken passenger side window in your car. And it's very heartbreaking to know that you're such a dumbass for overreacting and costing yourself money.
Got your ass in your pants.
So switch to Geico and you could save 20% on your car insurance.
Got your ass.
But seriously, I did get mad at my mom. And I threw my phone and my battery pack in my car because I was angry because she told me to get the fuck out of her house. And so I threw my phone and my battery pack in my car. And my battery pack bounced off my center console and smacked my passenger front windshield. I mean, not windshield, but the door window. So it is cracked.
Nice.
And you know.
And you did that.
I did that. And I could easily fix that for $100.
Yes. Yeah, that's not that bad. You probably should.
But you know, I probably should fix it, right?
You can write it out.
But you want to know why I write it out, Winfield? Because it's a daily reminder every time I get in my car.
Don't be a dumbass.
Don't react. Stop. Think about the situation before reacting. and that's a valuable lesson that me and you both struggle with is reacting.
Everyday struggle.
It's like something could just set you off stupid, and you just want to turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
for absolutely no reason, and that's why I leave it there. It's not because I don't have the money to fix it. It's not that I don't know how to fix it myself. I'm more than capable of fixing it. I have all the tools. I have the money. I could order it off eBay for $100. But at the end of the day, it's that daily reminder. This is what reacting gets you. And since I have done that, it really tries to grounding myself. Because I try letting a lot of stuff go.
I'm gonna buy you a little sticker. I'll make you a little sticker you can put on your car, like just your little center console.
Yeah.
And it'll remind you the same. We can get your window fixed. And
that way I can get my window fixed.
Yeah, you can pay me for it, $100 or whatever. And you'd be like, damn, that's how much a new window would cost. So calm down.
No.
Sounds good.
But no, I do. I mean, I want to get it fixed. It's just a daily reminder right now of what reacting can get you. And so I look at it on a daily basis. Every time I go to make a right-hand turn, I'm like, you dumbass. I'm like, can you just stop already? Like just quit overreacting and just be a normal human being. But then I ask myself, well, what is a normal human being? Define a definition of normal as someone who doesn't react. I mean, not everyone could be a Mr. Rogers.
No. It's hard, man.
It really is.
And it's something I work on every day.
It's those character defects.
And man, sometimes I'm good at it, and most of the time I'm not. But damn, I'm proud when I am.
Right.
When I can notice, whew, okay, cool, I avoided that situation. And then there's sometimes I'm like, oh, still kicking myself in the ass. And like, damn. And sometimes, like you said, I'm already having a bad day. Or maybe I had a McDonald's situation, which I don't. But that's why I don't go to McDonald's, because I don't have situations like that. But I have other situations that I'm in that are dissimilar. And it's just like, and then somebody will come ask me something, and then I answer them the wrong way, or I don't know. Maybe I do send an email without double checking it to see if it was not an angry email, or I don't know, or confused, and I don't know. I throw my hands up sometimes, and you just have to just pray to God, like, hey, let me handle the day.
Yeah.
The best that I can, Lord. And, the mistakes that we make, we're supposed to make.
Yep.
We're supposed to learn from those. Not necessarily supposed to be sorry.
Yeah.
And some of the things that happen to you are supposed to be happening to you, and it's not up to us to understand why.
No, it's not.
Like I said, maybe God, like that time I slammed my damn hand in the car was one of the worst times. That and the time at Meyer, they were the worst relapses I ever had. And it was God telling me, like, I locked my car, my keys were in it, and my hand is in the door at the liquor store at 7:03 in the morning in Buchanan. And it was, 23 degrees outside. It was cold, man. And I don't even remember how I got out of that. I think the dude ended up coming out and helping me and popped it out. But dude, I don't even remember. Like, it was such a dramatic thing. Like, that's something you should remember, but I don't know where my brain was at. If I was still drunk, I don't even know. But it was like, that's something you'd remember. But I just remember I got the liquor.
Right.
Yeah. And my thumb was all jacked up and blue and purple. And I was just like, whatever. And like all through when I was in treatment the last time, it was like still growing out. And it was kind of weird. People were like, what happened to your thumb? I was like, well, that God was teaching me a lesson. He was telling me, don't go in there. Don't do it. And then the time at Meyer when I was sneaking up to the line and I was doing a shift order and they bought some alcohol. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And then I'm in the aisle and I'm like, you know what? Daddy can have some tonight. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll get some for me. And then I go and I see the self-checkout line. There's two dudes from AA there, a really old guy. And this other younger guy. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, what are they doing together? Scooter. What's his name? Scooter was the older guy. He was friends with my grandfather. And the other guy, but I was like, "Phew, I'm not getting behind them." So I crept through like the panties and everything, like went all the way over to the other side. And this was in Benton Harbor Meyer, and they had one person, a real person, on the register back then. And so I go through that. And I'm like, all right, cool. And the dude's ringing up my stuff and pay for the shipped order. And I turn around, and here come these two guys right behind me, and they're looking at me and see me pay for the shipped order, and then they see me pull out another card, my card, to pay for the other one. They're just looking, they're trying to talk to me and like, "What's up, man? Are you doing okay? Yeah, this okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a shipped order." "Okay, yeah, are you good? You want to hit a meeting sometime?" And I'm like, no, I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go. And one of the worst relapses ever. And even in the parking lot, they like were walking out and they're like, "Corey, you good?" And I was like, yeah, I'm good. See you later. Oh,
That was God's wake up call. What, are you sure you want to go through with this?
gave you a
Are you
chance.
good?
You saw them, then up, and they were like, "Yeah, the registers were down." And I'm like, like why? So like me seeing them, there was opportunity number one. "Corey, do the right thing." Nah. Okay, so I walk away. He makes the registers break. They come behind me again. Like, "All right, dude, what's up?"
All right.
There's another chance, Corey. No. And then in the parking lot still. No.
Yeah. You had 3 chances.
And I swear, it's like, I was even telling somebody, I don't remember if it was in jail or treatment or whatever it was, but I was like, it's like he just told the devil, "Okay, you can have him for the weekend, man.
Yeah.
I want him back, though."
So I'm surprised you haven't talked about this on a podcast. Oh, wait, that's right. We don't do them all the time anymore. But fantasy football this year, you're killing it.
Am I?
And I'm scraping knuckles at the bottom of the pool.
I don't think I'm killing it. I think I'm like one place above you. Football's gambling changed football, man.
It did.
And I don't like it. I don't believe these
Horribly.
games are even being played.
No,
Right.
I
It's all about who's taking money from people, and it's all about money. That's all they care about. And
Yep.
I'm out on football, and that's how I kind of feel. And they ruined their sport. And maybe baseball has been ruined for a while. They lost me on the Ghost Runners. They lost me when they took away the drama. And for the people who want the right here, right now, let's hurry up with this game, it's not for you. Go watch a different sport. Watch basketball. That's more fast paced. Baseball was the drama. It was Roger Clemens throwing at somebody. It was Roger Clemens throwing a bat back. It was Mike Piazza. It was these pitchers and these battles that they got into with these people. Not like, "Hey, you got 30 seconds to throw the ball up there, we'll hit a home run." No shit. Like you didn't even work the mind. And baseball is so mental. It's a mental sport.
yeah.
And you took that out of it. And now, like, they had one guy hit over 300, hit 302 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, that's dumb. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And the Ghost Runners and you lost me, baseball. You lost me. And unfortunately, you don't care. Whatever generation you're going for, I hope they have a lot of money and I hope they're buying into your sport. But
Come on, hockey.
can we start a classic league or something, to play with the old rules? I think a lot of people will still watch it. I would.
Right. I mean, I always enjoyed baseball, but I never really understood it because no one around me really watched baseball when I grew up. If that makes any sense, People watch football. A lot of people watch basketball, and I don't know the rules to basketball, so that's kind of poopy. But like hockey, like I loved watching hockey growing up as a kid because you never know if the ice skating rink was going to turn red or stay crispy white. Was there going to be a bad rumble between the Bruins and Red Wings that night? Who knows? It could be a slaughter match, But hockey was that physical sport that really just cream people. It's like I like watching rugby because people just get blasted for no reason.
See, I like the sports where you can see the players. Like in baseball, you can see them. Like it feels personal. And same thing kind of with basketball too. It feels personal. Like you feel them. They're not wearing all kinds of armor. Baseball players, you do a little bit with the pads and stuff in the helmet when they're batting, but for the most part, like that's what they kind of look like. But I don't know. I guess it can be the same. Well, no, it's not at all for football or rugby. So
No,
but you just like the violence of it all.
Yeah.
So that's something you should probably talk to your therapist about. But
I probably should.
yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you're doing well. We never really talked about the that part of it, but
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Personal life, great. Met a great woman. I don't know. End of August? Somewhere around there. It was still nice out because I know I was riding my bike. I asked her to go met her on a dating app.
okay, let's talk about this. So this woman. So you were just at home one night and you were thinking, I'm gonna put myself out there. Or you were already on this dating site.
Well, I decided to put myself back out there because I was trying to see someone through the summer and I wanted more and they didn't. And
It happens sometimes.
and that's nothing wrong. You know, people are just in different places in their life, and that's okay. You know,
Wish them well.
right? Wish them well and just move on. So I hopped back on there, and you know, and it was just one of those things. I asked her if she wanted to go out for a bike ride, and it just kind of happened. You know, she came back. She watched some Disney movie. I'm not really for sure.
That's what the freaks do. They always want to watch Disney movies. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
And I'm not calling. I haven't met your girlfriend, and I don't mean to offend her or her family by calling her that.
Oh no.
I'm just past experiences.
Yeah.
Or just experience in my life.
Yeah.
I love my wife.
I like my life too. But
I said wife, but
I said life.
Okay. But with you were sitting around. You're like, all right, cool. I'm gonna throw this out there. Is that the pickup line you hit women with? Hey, you want to ride my bike?
Honestly, I'm not really.
Or did she look like a biker chick? Is that a thing?
No, actually, she looked.
I think that is a thing. Biker chicks, actually.
She's your age.
Whoa, what are you trying to say? She's old? Wait, hold on. I asked if she looked like a biker chick. Then I asked, is that a thing? You still don't reply, but then I thought to myself,
I
it
said
is a
no.
thing. I answered my damn self because it is a thing.
I said no. I was getting there, and I was just saying, like, she's like your age.
Damn it, Justin, keep
know.
up. Then you start calling me old.
I didn't call you old because I would never call her old. But anyways,
Does she look like a biker chick? No, she's your age.
and no, actually, her picture made her look very sophisticated, put together. You know, like she enjoyed herself. If that makes any sense, you know, it's not like
I guess that
it
she
wasn't like
enjoyed
a professional
herself.
headshot, but you know, but she did like a
Totally does not dick pic.
It wasn't a headshot.
you know what I mean. But you know, she took time to like take a nice picture, you know, and made sure she was wearing something nice and that wasn't all revealing. That like just put them out there, make them look like they were little hussies when you know. And then you start messaging them, and then they're like, "Well, I'm not like that." Well, how can your picture say one thing and your language says another? You know, so
No.
I try to stay away from those ones. And she, I don't know, it just kind of happened. She told me she rode motorcycles in the past and whatnot, and I was like, "Cool. Well, anytime you want to go out and ride one, you know, and watch the sunset, just let me know." And it was like the next day, she was like, "Well, I got Friday off. I don't got to work Friday." I was like, "Well, sweet. You just want to meet at my place, and then we can leave from there." And we ended up riding up to Charlevoix, watching the watching the sunset on the shore and stuff.
So you kissed her.
I did.
You laid the Mac down.
I laid a kiss, and then
Was the sun setting as you laid the kiss? What was going
yeah.
on? You guys are sitting out there. Did you pull out your phone? Were you listening to Jelly Roll?
No,
No.
we weren't even listening to music.
Somebody save me. She started playing that. You just throw it in the water. Don't pay any attention. Just keep walking.
Right,
You old rich people. Just get back on your boat. Go over there. We're over here.
right.
No, we don't own. Do we look like we own a boat? Shut up. Just let us. I'm trying to kiss this lady.
But no, we came back to my place. I was like, "Well, you want to stay and watch a movie or something?"
Hold on. So you're at Charlevoix. You pow, kiss it on her.
Yeah.
How'd that go? How would you rate it? How would you rate that kiss? You better be very careful if she knows you're on this podcast today.
Oh, she don't know.
Okay.
Nobody knows I'm here,
Okay.
unless they're tracking my location on my phone.
So how would you rate that first kiss? How would you rate your performance on that first kiss?
Oh man, I was trying to nail it for sure, so I'm gonna give myself 100.
Okay.
10%. I gave that little extra.
So you gave 10%.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so confused. Because we're doing a 1 to 10 scale. You throw out 100, then you say you did 100%, but then you said you did 110%, which really is only 10% because giving 100% is what you'd normally give.
Oh,
So if you're going to give double, if you want to like, man, I gave it my all plus some, you got to go, I gave it my all plus some, you'd have to be like 150% or.
Oh, is that how that goes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then you're really giving it 50% effort. Anyway, that's here nor there. I am no math major, and I could have that all wrong, but
But normally taking the extra step, it's 110%. You know, like give it 110%,
which is really just 10%.
Yeah, I don't know.
For math majors, I think that's
Oh, is
I
that
don't
how
think
that
I have to be a
goes?
math major because I'm not one, and I believe that's how that goes, and I could be correct. 98% sure.
But no, it
So
just,
you rate yourself. No, you're trying to get out of this. So you rate yourself on this first kiss
yeah,
out of 10.
10.
10.
Yeah.
So you think you did a really good job with that kiss. So
I tried.
If we were to ask her on the next episode, she would say, well, he tried a 10, but he really was a bloop. So I want you now to rate her.
Rate her?
Yeah, what was her kiss?
It'd be right there with mine. I'd say about a 10. There's a lot of passion coming from both sides.
About a 10.
Yeah.
So like it was one of those that just knocked your socks off. And you're like, holy cow! Like,
Yeah, kind of.
damn.
I was like, what else can you do with that mouth?
Well, okay, okay, and so okay. So you think she was trying a 10 too?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So her effort and her ability both matched.
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
So you're just like, wow, this is great. So then you're like, let's go back to my crib.
Well,
Charlotte voice sucks.
Well, no, we started riding back.
I'll go grab your phone from
it
the
was kind
water.
of a chilly ride back, and I kind of felt bad because I was kind of a little chilled. That she was like wearing a lot less than me, and I'm like, well, I kind of feel bad. She was like, no, I'm warm. I'm like, you sure? She was like, yeah, you're blocking all the air. I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. You're only 4'11" and about 125
you didn't make her
pounds.
ride in front.
No, I should have.
Yeah, you take that win.
Yeah.
I'm the daddy. No, I don't ride motorcycles. So I'm not dying that way.
Oh, I'll die that way.
I'm not.
It'll be the best way ever.
Okay. Not me.
Yep. But anyways, so we came back and I was like, what? I was like, what, do you want to come in and watch a movie or something? You know, my brother's here, my daughter's, I think Justine was there. Maybe not. Maybe she was over at a friend's house or somewhere. And I was like, you know, we can hang out in the living room. We can go to my room. You know, it really don't matter, you know, wherever you feel comfortable, you know. And she was like, oh, well, we can go to your room. And then, you know, here comes the Disney. And I'm just like, I've been warned about this. And like, I was like, this is where you find the keepers, is the ones that watch Disney movies. And then, you know, hopefully you remember it from childhood because you're probably not going to finish watching it.
Whoa. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Past experience.
Yep. See?
Well, I'm glad that you're happy, man. And I'm glad
Yeah.
that she's doing it for you. And, you know, hopefully you guys can keep that going and hopefully good things can keep happening in your life. And that's all you can do, man, is what you can control.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you have to worry about. And the things directly right in front of you, you know, are things you can control. God wants you to stop going to McDonald's. You're welcome.
Thank you, Lord.
You know, now we get it. You know, sometimes it takes a minute.
Yeah.
Because that stuff will kill you. And it's just not, if you want to enjoy it every once in a while, that's fine. But if it becomes a habit and it becomes good and it is delicious, I get it.
Oh, speaking of fast food, I heard this today. It came up as a notification because I'm on X, of course. Yeah, and they said something about there's 9 states that does this, so not everybody, only 9.
What do they do?
With the SNAP benefits, you're allowed to go buy fast food. Well, anyways, in these 9 states, they have spent over, I'm pretty sure they said like over $5 billion in SNAP benefits on fast food.
Okay.
And they're like, well, where's the nutrition value coming in this fast food? Isn't that what the N in SNAP stands for, is nutrition?
They're not dying.
And what? The people eating it?
That's all they got. And if it's cheaper than buying whatever's at the store, you know, like what are they supposed to do, man? Like, what if it's next to
I
their
don't
house
know.
and it's like that's all they got? But the store is 20 miles away and they got to catch a bus and pay for that.
I'm just saying.
I mean-
I was like, what? Really? $5 billion in 9 states. Which I get it though, because and I get why these states do it. And and certain people are trying to really make fun of it. But if you are truly 100% homeless, how can you go to a grocery store, buy food, prepare it, and cook it? You can't.
Yeah, that too.
So these crazy people out here that are saying this, though, in all actuality, this just goes to show you that, well, maybe in certain communities, we need to have like a community kitchen, where people could come in, prep their meals, make a meal for the day. You got to sign up, and you get an hour to use the kitchen, but you have an hour to prep meals for the day for yourself, and maybe we wouldn't have people eating fast food and is spending over $5 billion on fast food. And then they try to make it look like people are just being fat, lazy. But when you actually break it down, the homeless community don't have means like you do in your house. They don't have a refrigerator. They don't have a stove. Those are two vital things that we need to be able to eat and survive. And when those aren't granted to us, we have to go other places to make sure our needs are met. I mean, our needs are met. Not our met is needs.
I almost made it, man. I almost made it.
Almost.
No, but that's a good point, though, Justin. It really is. And what are people really doing? And a lot of people, they just have the wrong tactic or the wrong thinking. Like, oh, they're spending $5 billion instead of asking, well, why are they spending it? Like, because we're not providing something for them, because, and then they don't want to look at that like they could say, all right, let's not allow that. But in those communities or those states, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build these test kitchens that kids from the high schools or kids from culinary school or whoever can come, and you can get college credit for cooking there, and you can lead a team and volunteers, and
you can use your SNAP benefits there because it is going to be a nutritious meal and a cost-effective meal.
Yes, or it's just free community meals. Here it is.
Yeah, either or.
If you're spending that money on fast food anyway, like take that money. Okay, we've got would you say million or billion?
Yeah, I think they said over $5 billion.
Okay, let's take 5 quadrillion. Let's take then take 5 billion, and each let's build them. Like, let's do it. Like that would be easy. Pay the staff, pay the people, and let's go.
Yep.
But nobody wants to think like that.
No.
And I don't understand why.
I don't get it.
Then people won't be able to get it too there. And, we'll figure that out.
Well, then you got the other side of the coin, though, too, is, well, now you're just preaching socialism, which, granted, is two totally different things.
I'm not preaching anything. I'm preaching like, let's help people and let's do common sense.
Yeah, common sense stuff. But, you get those extremists that are like, oh, well, now you're just going to turn everything like New York. And I'm like, no, that's not even the case. You can't provide every service for free in this world. But when you have homeless going hungry and they're spending all this money on fast food, why couldn't you have a community kitchen that is paid for with these dollars already?
Mm-hmm.
Makes perfect sense to me.
There's enough of them.
Yeah.
There really is. People are like, oh, there's not funding, there's not money. Oh, there's money.
And these buildings don't have to be any state-of-the-art buildings, I mean, shoot, most prison systems now would just put up pole barns and put beds in them,
Yeah.
So I mean, do we really have to get all architectural about it and be like, well, we have this magnificent community kitchen?
Hell yeah, why not?
We'll be like, you
could restore a really cool building and turn it into like something really cool and have it kind of restaurant style. Even, I mean, there's so many things you could do, man. Like it would be so much fun, and it would be ridiculous how much fun and how much community involvement you would have with that.
Yeah,
it's just like, hey, we do free breakfast, we do free meals. This is what we have. This is what we are putting out every day. And I don't know. And maybe that's not how you do it directly, but there is a way to do it, and that would be awesome. Where people could get some kind of credit for it for college, or I mean, so people are learning, and maybe some of the people that are coming through there can start volunteering and go, this is what I want to do, and find their way in life. Who knows?
Yep.
Or we can just let them get fast food, and that's cool too. Whatever. Nothing to see here. It's fine, man. It's cool. Or we can bitch about those people shouldn't have nothing.
Right.
They should have nothing. They should have dirt.
Yeah. I'm not one of those type of people. I'm not that cold.
They get one sleeping bag every year. It's it. I don't know, man. Like
one sleeping bag a year.
Hey,
have you lived in Michigan being homeless?
There's
and you
some
only get
people that say that's too much, man. I don't know.
sleeping bag a year.
I'm just saying, if we could actually help people and help understand, I think that they would go a long way. And you're not going to make everybody understand. That's cool.
Nope.
And they're going to get the people who want to help but don't want to get down and dirty, and that's cool too, man. They got checkbooks.
Yep.
Because those people are needed too, and it just takes a community. It takes a lot of people to make change.
Yeah.
And nobody likes change. It's uncomfortable, but I kind of welcome change, especially if there's some kind of challenge there, if it's like going to benefit the community or my son's life or your daughter's life. Like let's go, man.
I think you just hit it right out the nail on the head. Is you just said a key word: community.
Yeah.
There's not very many communities anymore that are actually communities like they were 100 years ago.
Right.
As far as people engaging with people, that's what I mean by community. 100 years ago, when a neighbor needed his field plowed, everybody showed up with their plows to help him plow his field. Maybe he broke his leg or something, but people did
not
that.
A sneaky Larry. He was over there with Betty and them, but anyway, but besides the point.
But you know what I mean, though. But nowadays, you break your leg. I bet your neighbor doesn't even come over and say, "Hey, man, you need anything? I heard you broke your leg. You need a hand with anything?" Nobody probably even does that hardly anymore.
You want that though? I'm gonna come knocking on your door.
Justin, come here.
I wouldn't want that.
I like old communities like that. That community type.
So you're dating that older lady.
Oh,
old as me.
Old as you. Well, it's not appropriate to talk about a woman's age.
Well, she looks 47, so.
Well, so I'm just saying.
Damn.
She was your age. I didn't say old. I just said she was your age. I was trying to put a category.
Now there's some questions I won't even need to ask. So.
Wow.
I know. Ruthless.
Beyond.
Ruthless. Anyway, we got to wrap this up. So thanks, Justin, for coming on the podcast.
Thanks, Winfield.
I'm glad I could have you on and have some jabs. That was fun.
Yeah, it's been great. Emotion from both sides. It's been a great podcast.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Listen to over 900 episodes on the 217 Recovery app that's free in your app store or online at 217recovery.com.